Hey guys, Cruising Kai here. Today we're going to be talking about different strategies for having fresh water in the winter when it's freezing outside. We've done a couple things, and then there's another thing that we haven't tried just because it's a little more expensive. But initially what we did when we first started in the RV is that we just filled up our freshwater tank and we got a little personal space heater that maybe uses only 75 watts. It's one of these that you just put at your desk just to help warm yourself up. And then we have run an extension cord from normally at a motorhome or an RV park, they'll have 30 or 50 and or 50 amp, but then also a couple of 20 amp plugs. And so we just use the 20 amp plug with an extension cord and run the little space heater in a compartment that also has a freshwater tank. And so really what we're trying to combat is not necessarily keeping the...
I will mention our freshwater tank is in an enclosed cabinet underneath the RV. Some RVs are not enclosed underneath, just FYI. You can double check this before you buy or on the current one that you have.
Yep, so that's just how we have it set up, and how our current RV park that we're right now staying in, as the weather gets colder, they actually don't want you to be dripping water because they're on well water and a septic system. So they want you to be using your fresh tank, and so that's what we're going to be doing. But another thing that we've recently started doing just to make sure that the water tank doesn't freeze, or the water doesn't freeze, is that our fresh water coming in, our city water, we have an outdoor water purifier on it. And so we went out to the hardware store, got some heat tape or heat cord, depending on what you want to call it, wrapped that around from the faucet to the water purifier, and then all around the water purifier, because we've actually had those freeze on us, because those are have a lot more water in them, obviously.
I mean, it literally exploded.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so that's what we've been using when we're allowed to actually just drip water, because we figured that's the largest thermal mass that might freeze. And then once that then goes out of the water, the heated water purifier, then into the motorhome, that should stay above freezing. And earlier I was talking about the little space heater. What realistically we're trying to keep is that it's okay if the water in the tank gets down to 32 or 33, but then we want to make sure that there's enough heat energy in the water that it doesn't freeze, because according to thermodynamics, it takes a lot more energy to actually freeze water than to change its temperature in a liquid state. And so we just need to make sure that it's not cold enough to actually freeze it. It's okay if it's at 32 and stays there, but if it provides enough heat energy to keep it at 32, then that's fine. So those, and then the one thing that we haven't done, because they are more expensive, is that you can get insulated and heated hoses. I think we've normally seen them at over $100 for a hose, as opposed to, I think we spent $30 on
a 12-foot?
Something like that.
12-foot.
$30 on the heat tape. And then that normally doesn't include a water filtration or water purifier. And so that's where, since we're a little more cautious about water for the birds, we prefer to have the water purifier there. And so those are just 3 different ways to be able to make sure that you don't freeze your water in winter.
And of course, none of these ways, just a little disclaimer here, are 100% perfect, depending on how you use them and all of that. So just make sure that you're always watching it. I think the first time we did some of these tricks, we had restless nights where we kept checking on things, and even this winter we keep checking on things, even though this is our second winter. So just keep your eyeballs on them and make sure that what technique you're using actually works for you. That would just be my little tip, because you do not want to have to replace pipes in the RV. And obviously the water heater tank keeps itself warm. Don't have to worry about that. So that's what we do. again, comment, like, subscribe, and we'll have some more videos out for you guys in no time.